Hello, welcome to Con Corner. I'm Tina, and today I'm going to make barbecue sauce. I make this up in a big batch, and then I can a couple of jars of it and save it for us. I've got a venison roast in the slow cooker, and I'm going to shred it up, and I'm going to put this barbecue sauce in with it and shred it up and make it with that. My first part of my recipe calls for 2 cups of ketchup. I make my own ketchup, and you can see my recipe for it in one of my other videos. And I needed to make some to do this because I only make, it's a small batch. It only makes about 2 cupfuls at a time. So it's really good, you know, for somebody that only needs a little bit of ketchup. Doesn't need to make, you know, a 1.5 bushels of tomatoes. So I'm going to use 2 cups of ketchup. This is still steaming where I cooked it. There's 1. My ketchup can be made with tomato powder too. If you dry your tomatoes and you make tomato powder, this ketchup is really good made with that. In fact, that's what this is I make it with my tomato powder. Okay, and next I need 2 cups of tomato sauce. I still had some canned tomato sauce in the pantry, so I'm going ahead and using it up to make this with. And then after that, I'll turn my tomato powder into tomato sauce. One. And 2. Okay, there's 2 cups of tomato sauce. Alrighty. Alright, next I'm going to use 1 1/4 cups of brown sugar. I'll just use my 1/2 cup measure here. And you can use either light or dark brown sugar. It really doesn't matter. I'm adding molasses to this too. So, you know, the only difference is that light brown sugar has less molasses in it. I just buy whatever's on sale. I want cane sugar. I don't like to use beet sugar because it's GMO. So I try to buy cane sugar. So I try to find it on sale whenever I can. You know, down here in Texas, we're partial to Imperial sugar because it's from Sugar Land, but and that's the brand I grew up with. But any of the brands are just fine as long as they're cane sugar. All right, and next is 1 1/4 cups of red wine vinegar. I got a bunch of vinegar on on clearance last fall, and so I have a pretty good selection of them right now. Okay. Stir this gently. Okay. I'm going to use a 1/2 cup of, I mean a 1/4 cup of molasses. And And most of the molasses we buy today is unsulfured. I don't think they even still sell sulfured molasses. They may in some places in the South, but I haven't seen it in the stores in a long time. Sulfured molasses is a byproduct of sugar making. This molasses is just refined for use as molasses. If you like more tomato molasses flavor, you can add a little more of it. 1/4 cup for this batch is just about right for us. We don't want our barbecue sauce terribly sweet. Just a real good balance is what we like. Clean that top off before I put that on, put that lid back on. Okay, now then. You want a tablespoon of liquid smoke. Let's see, let me do my powders before I start measuring those liquids with my teaspoons. Let's see, okay. I'm going to get a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Half teaspoon of onion powder. I'll be real generous with that one. 1/2 teaspoon of chili powder. Oops. Whatever your favorite chili powder is. Teaspoon of paprika. Half a teaspoon of celery seeds. Remember I said the other day celery seeds, boy, there's so many different things that we use them in. And I was reading they're really, really healthy. It's super, super good for us. There's a lot of medicines we can use them for. All right, 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. And they taste good. They make a good, well, I'll do a video on that. They make a good herbal tea. Real flavorful one. Okay. And a teaspoon of black pepper. And a teaspoon of salt. Right, now I'll do my liquid smoke. There we go. Oops. Overflowed it there a little bit. You're using a tablespoon of liquid smoke is what you're using. Unless you just pour half the bottle in like I just did. It'll just make it taste really smoky. Alright, now I'm going to simmer this for 20 minutes. It doesn't take long at all. So this is something you could mix up, you know, to use for a barbecue this evening, you know. In fact, you know, that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to put my lid on it and bring it up to a simmer. And then I'll be back to show you the finished product. Alright, it's done, and I'm going to dish it up and put it in the canner. Show you real quick. I'm using my stock pot. I have found that, you know, my stock pot will hold a regular batch of jellies worth of jars. So I usually make it, just use it, and that way I don't have near as much water to have to heat, and it doesn't, you know, it's not so full on the stove either. Overfilled that one just a little bit. there's 3 pints, and then what's left is what I'm going to use tonight. And there's probably about a half pint left in there. And that's what I'm going to use for our food tonight. I don't sell this. This is not covered under our cottage food laws, so I can't sell it. So I just make this for us. Alright, now then, put it in my boiling water bath. And I'm going to let it process for 10 minutes. Go, and we'll be back. While that's processing, I'm going to go ahead and scoop this over into my, on top of my venison that's cooking here in the slow cooker, so it can be seasoning that up. I still have some of my rub, and I was thinking about using that, but we decided this would be, Paul thought it'd be good to shred this up and have barbecue sandwiches with it, and that sounds really good. We haven't had that in a while, so, with beef or pork, so, or with beef or, and I've never done the venison like that, so that'll be good. Alright, so I'm gonna let that finish cooking. Alright, now, I'll be back when my processing's done. Alright. We're back, and there goes the timer. We're time's up. We've processed for 10 minutes. Now we're going to remove these. Let them sit and cool off. Listen for those jars to pop. And there we go. I'll save my water, and maybe I'll get industrious in a little while and make some jelly of some kind. I made 3 batches of plum jam the other day. Got a head start on my jam for the farmer's market. Oh, there went the first one. It's kind of quick. All right. Thanks, you guys. I will put the recipe for this down in the comment section, and and if you like it, I hope you'll give us a thumbs up, and please subscribe. Thanks a bunch. Bye-bye.